Hello, friends. Today I'll tell you about the 2016 movie Captain Fantastic. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Enjoy watching. In the rocky forests of Washington, Ben Cash lives with his 6 children, Bodovin, Kalir, Vesper, Relian, Zaj, and Nye. They have no contact with civilization and simply coexist with nature. Their mother also lived with them, but she had to be hospitalized due to bipolar disorder. Ben raises his children to be self-sufficient and not dependent on technology or the American system, which he despises. He teaches them how to hunt, identify plants, purify water, and cook whatever they catch or grow. They follow a strict training regimen to stay in peak physical condition and are trained in weapons and self-defense. Ben also teaches them critical thinking and hides nothing from them, even the youngest ones. He explains complex topics like death and abuse in full detail. When Bodovin kills his first deer on his own, Ben performs a ritual. He smears some of the deer's blood on his forehead and makes him eat the animal's liver, declaring that he has finally become a man. The next day, the children travel with Ben to the city on their bus. While Ben sells handcrafted items, Bodovin checks their mailbox. Inside, he finds a pile of letters from universities he secretly applied to and is shocked to discover that he has been accepted into all of them. Ben goes to a bar to call his sister Harper and ask about his wife. Sobbing, Harper tells him that Leslie has taken her own life. Upon returning, Ben spends hours under a waterfall, grieving for his wife. Then he goes back to the camp and breaks the news to his children. Everyone bursts into tears. In a fit of rage, Relian grabs a knife and starts stabbing a wooden cabinet, screaming, cursing, and telling Ben that he hates him. The next day, Ben returns to the city to call his father-in-law Jack, who never approved of their lifestyle. Now Jack threatens to have Ben arrested if he shows up at Leslie's funeral. Then Leslie's mother, Abigail, takes the phone and informs Ben that the funeral will be held in their church in New Mexico in 5 days. She also believes he shouldn't come. The children are upset to hear this, but Ben reminds them that if he gets arrested, he could lose custody of them. The next morning, Ben wakes up to find the children dressed and ready to leave for the funeral. However, he reminds them once again that it's impossible and sends them off to train. Today they practice rock climbing, during which Relian slips and injures his arm. Instead of helping or comforting him, Ben tells him to endure the pain and keep climbing, reminding him that there will be times when no one will be there to help, so he must learn how to survive. After training, Ben notices the children are in low spirits, so he decides that they will go to the funeral after all. After driving for hours, they stop at a bank to withdraw some cash and spend the night. On the second day of their journey, they are pulled over by the police. The officers check Ben's license and registration, then step onto the bus and notice that the children aren't in school. Ben explains that they are homeschooled under the supervision of God, and together with his children, he starts singing a Christian hymn. This is enough for the officers to let them go. Feeling hungry, they go to a diner. The children eagerly wait to try foods they've never had before, such as hot dogs, pancakes, and cola. However, Ben calls cola poisoned water. Seeing that there's no proper food on the menu, he takes the children away, and instead they go to a supermarket. There, Ben pretends to have a heart attack, and while everyone rushes to help him, the children steal some food and quietly run away. Afterward, they go to a nearby park to eat what they stole. Ben pulls out a cake to celebrate Noam Chomsky Day, a holiday they invented in honor of the famous philosopher, and gives the children weapons as gifts. Their journey eventually leads them to the home of Ben's sister, Harper. She lives with her husband, Dave, and their sons, Justin and Jackson, who mock Ben's children for not knowing famous brands. The next morning, Harper and Dave tell Ben that the kids need to go to school and learn more about the real world. Ben calls Harper's children over and asks them what the Bill of Rights is, but they can't answer. However, his 8-year-old daughter, Zaj, gives a precise response, proving that the education they receive from him is just as complete. Shortly after, they continue their journey. After several hours on the road, they stop at an RV campground. There, Bodovin meets a girl named Claire, who finds him a bit odd but still talks to him. Bodovin tells her that they're from Paris, his father is writing a book, and his mother works for the government. Eventually they kiss, which overwhelms Bodovin. He drops to his knees and asks Claire to marry him, delivering a heartfelt speech about how she has opened his mind and broadened his horizons. However, Claire and her mother laugh, thinking he's joking, and walk away into their RV. After such a long journey, they finally reach New Mexico, park outside the church, and spend the night there. Ben deeply feels Leslie's presence. The next morning, the family puts on their best clothes and enters the church in the middle of the funeral service. When the priest reaches the part of his speech where he mentions Leslie's husband and children, Ben takes the opportunity to interrupt and deliver his own speech. He tells everyone that Leslie was a Buddhist, despised organized religion, and wanted to be cremated, with her ashes flushed down the toilet. Unable to bear it, Jack calls security to remove Ben, and the children leave with him. After the service, Jack and Abigail approach to speak with the children. Jack tells Ben that they will take the children to the ceremony, and he should go home. Ben tells the children to get on the bus, but instead they follow the cars to stop them from burying their mother. The children beg him not to do it because it will get him arrested, and they don't want to lose him the same way they lost their mother. Ben agrees. That evening, Relian tells Bodevin that he believes Ben drove their mother insane and that he is dangerous. This makes Bodevin think, so he makes a decision. He shows Ben all the university acceptance letters. They are from highly prestigious institutions. Ben starts ranting about how his son has been lying to him all this time, but Bodevin interrupts and says that it was their mother who helped him apply to the universities. In a fit of rage, Ben declares that he actually knows nothing, that he has raised them all to be freaks, and if Leslie understood that, then he should accept it too. Then he walks away. Later, Nye gives Ben a note from Relian, saying that he is at his grandparents' house. Ben drives to Jack's home to take Relian back, but the boy is furious and says he heard Ben arguing with their mother, blaming him for her death. Jack starts pointing out everything he believes is strange or wrong about Relian's upbringing. He doesn't go to school, he was given a weapon for a made-up holiday, he stole food from a supermarket, and he has bruises on his body. After considering all this, Jack tells Ben that they will soon be fighting for custody of the children. But since Ben refuses to leave without his son, Jack calls the police, and Ben flees, hiding in the bushes. Later, the children wait for the police to leave, and then Ben sends Vesper to climb onto the roof to rescue Relian. However, a roof tile breaks and the girl falls to the ground. She is rushed to the hospital where the doctor informs Ben that she has a concussion and a broken leg. While Vesper recovers, the family stays at Jack's house. Ben watches as his children enjoy their time with their grandfather. Abigail gives Ben some letters that Leslie wrote before starting her treatment. In them, she says that she and Ben created the perfect place to live, that their children will become kings of philosophy, and that all of this made her very happy. Realizing he made a mistake, Ben tells the children that from now on, they will live with their grandparents. The children protest, but Ben stands by his decision, explaining that he has only been ruining their lives. He asks Jack to take care of them, shakes his hand, and leaves in tears. Stopping at a supermarket, he buys an electric razor and shaves off his beard to mark the start of a new chapter in his life. However, the children were hiding in the bus. When they come out, Relian tells Ben that he doesn't actually hate him. He just wishes he could have helped their mother. Ben agrees and quotes Chomsky. The children finally convince their father that they must cremate their mother. So the family drives their bus to the cemetery. There, they dig up Leslie's coffin, cover the grave so no one will suspect anything, and take her to the river. After an emotional speech, they cremate her while singing her favorite song. Sometime later, they travel to the airport to flush her ashes down the toilet, just as she had wished. Then they say goodbye to Bodevin, who flies abroad to see the world. From then on, Ben and his children start living in a small house in the city. He still teaches them to coexist with nature, but also allows them to go to school, finding the perfect balance between his beliefs and their well-being. That's where the movie ends. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.